Well, Michigan State, meanwhile, in kind of the marquee game of the day, in search of that signature win for the Mark D'Antonio era. Would they get it against Ohio State? And Mark D'Antonio's longtime colleague, Jim Tressel, he was Ohio State's defensive coordinator, remember, from 01 to 03. How about Terrell Pryor?
He was good.
18 yards for the touchdown. Ohio State, the early 7-0 lead. Later in the first quarter, Brian Hoyer to Keyshawn Martin. Fumbles it away. Ronald Washington recovers, and Washington knocked out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Call him Ronald, call him Donald, don't call him late for dinner. 42-yard fumble recovery. Pryor to Brian Robisky for the touchdown. Pryor looking good early. Ohio State on top 14-0. Then Pryor off play action. Brian Hartline. And into the end zone, but the play's reviewed. They say he was down before the ball crossed the plane. Good call, so it sets up a 1st and goal.
Wonder who's going to get it.
Yeah. Beanie, as it turns out.
It's a good choice.
21-0 in favor of Ohio State. Buckeyes had 185 offensive yards in the first quarter. That was nearly the game for them last week against Purdue. Then Wells, 12 yards for the touchdown. Beanie, 2 touchdowns, 100 yards in the first half. Michigan had 60 yards total. Hoyer on the bench got dinged up in the first half. They go to the redshirt freshman Kirk Cousins, and that seems to work. B.J. Cunningham, 17 yards. Then Cousins looking for Mark Dell. 32 yards there, down inside the 20-yard line. Then on a 2nd and goal, it's Cousins to Charlie Gant, the tight end. 8-play, 85-yard drive. Cousins threw for 61. Spartans within 28-7. Could they come back? And a word? No. Early fourth quarter, Cousins fumbles the football. Thaddeus Gibson.
Look at the big fella rumbling and stumbling.
69 yards. Good hustle from Ringer. No one else in the picture for Michigan State. That kind of a day for the Spartans. Their 3rd turnover of the game. They ended up turning it over 5 times in this game. 45-7. Ohio State wins, and wins convincingly. Michigan State loses for the 7th straight time against the Buckeyes. Meanwhile, Ohio State 11-5 on the road against ranked teams under Jim Tressel. Still haven't lost a road conference game since 2005. The Buckeyes coach afterwards.
Our kids came out and played hard. They played real physical and were flying around, and we knew it was going to be a physical game. We had the ball bounce our way a couple times, which was huge. We obviously could have lost that punt fumble down on our own 4, and somehow Austin Spittler, I think it was Austin, found his way to get it, and our defense played extremely hard and kind of put Michigan State in a position where they needed to pass, and obviously the score did that as well. And then when you get 2 turnovers for touchdowns, that's huge. But you know, we always say that if you're going to win on the road, you better win the turnover margin and better be solid in your kicking game, and better be able to run the ball a little bit. And I don't have the stats, but I think we were able to do the things that we always talk about wanting to do.